Hi guys, Sean McLean and Sean Austin here again. Thanks for being here with us. Today we are on our Barbados trip. We are at the Princess Margaret Secondary School. We're going to do a talk with all the kids here, giving them a better understanding about the entrepreneurial value of rearing rabbits and really just mixing it up and having a good time here in Barbados.
One day earlier.
Morning Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Good morning to you and to everyone everywhere. This morning on Morning Barbados, when you join me at 6:30, we'll be looking at rabbit farming. Yeah, there is a move afoot to take the whole husbandry into schools. And so a number of gentlemen are already on island, and today they'll be visiting schools ahead of tomorrow's farmers market. So we'll talk a little about that, rabbit farming. I too say morning to you and welcome everyone to today. Today is Friday, April the 29th, the day after National Heroes Day, the public holiday. But how many of you are into rabbit farming? How many of you really? I'm being very serious when I ask that question, because there are a couple of men who are on the island and they're moving agri-tech and looking at the whole question of rabbit farming. And so we want to introduce you this morning to the gentlemen who will be leading a workshop today and tomorrow, Sean Austin and Sean McLean. Good morning to you, Sean's.
Morning, sir. Morning, morning.
Good morning indeed. Now, I will go Austin or McLean because to simply say Sean, I'm just going to mess everybody all up. So let's start with you, Austin. Let's talk a little bit about rabbit farming and because you're from Trinidad, so naturally it seems to me to be a thing that's done in Trinidad. What do you know about rabbit farming in Barbados and how prevalent is it?
Hi, morning, sir. Thanks for having us. First off, let's just say it's an honor and a privilege to be here in Barbados with you guys. We are really looking forward to sharing our knowledge and experience with the local farmers to help them to take their farms from A to Z. You know, in Trinidad, like most of the Caribbean, rabbit farming is a small sector, but over the years we have been spearheading the movement to make rabbit meat as common as chicken on the dinner table. So part of our plan for being here is to form a coalition of rabbit farmers throughout the Caribbean where we can make rabbit meat a force to be reckoned with in that sector.
I don't know, perhaps for me it is. It's an acquired taste. I have not had it before, so I must confess I have no clue as to what it tastes like. Can you liken it to a familiar meat product that we already know that gives me a sense of what rabbit meat tastes like?
Well, Pearson, the thing about rabbit meat is that it doesn't have any overpowering flavor, so you can more or less cook it any way that you desire. A lot of people liken it to chicken breast. Okay. So in that way, you can cook it any way that you can prepare chicken.
All right. But the care and the rare of, because you're using technology in what you do, and perhaps this is where you can come in, McLean, where you can give us a sense of how one raises the rabbit and how can one raise it safely so that we can feel that when we consume the meat that we are not consuming other things as well.
Morning again. Excellent question, because with rearing rabbits, as with some of the other small animals that you may rear, there's a lot of technology that can be employed in doing it. For us in particular, we focus heavily on our operational practices and adding technology to that so that persons who are interested in rabbit farming get a full idea of how it is done and how it is done properly. For example, keeping proper records in terms of how you manage your rabbitry, your sanitation practices, technology. We brought along a lot of technology, especially for persons who may want to start off small and we want to upscale to a more commercial type setting. Hence the reason for us being here for the Agri-Tech Expo that is going to be on tomorrow. We want to share some of our experiences, share some of our knowledge so that we could assist these farmers in ensuring that the quality of the rabbit meat that they produce is of high quality so that we could really move rabbit meat from being a niche market or acquired taste to something that is everyday and available in all the groceries throughout the region.
Give us a sense then of your experience of which you're just speaking, because this is something you've been doing for a little while now. What's been innovative, and how have people responded to that innovation by the way that you raise rabbits?
Yeah, we've been doing this for over 10 years, as a partnership, and probably 20 years before that. Innovation and technology has helped a lot. As simple as the way you house your rabbits. Conventionally, people would use wooden cages with wire. What we have gone away from that because of certain diseases, and it makes it more difficult when you're sanitizing your rabbitry. So we have gone to metal and plastic. This helps a lot in terms of the sanitation. Also, automatic watering systems that makes the job of rearing rabbits a lot easier. So we've seen a lot of persons at different stages in their life actually get into rabbit farming. Whereas we always focus on youth in terms of young people seeing the entrepreneurial value and coming into rabbit farming and other types of farming. We also see a lot of our more citizens, persons who are at a stage in their life where they probably want to diversify and get into something new, choosing rabbit farming because of the technology that helps them in terms of how they operate their rabbitry.
Mm-hmm. Now, Austin, he just used the word youth, and that's what you're going to be doing today. You'll be taking some time out to visit some schools. For a lot of children, younger people, a rabbit is a friend. A rabbit is just a thing that I have that I cuddle with. But now you're asking them to not just see it as such, but to see the opportunity for that rabbit that you love so dearly to also be a means of income. So when you meet with schools today, what is it that you're taking to the children of Barbados so that you can help them understand the business of rabbit husbandry?
Okay, well, first of all, what we are seeing across the Caribbean and the globe right now is a paradigm shift in terms of the mindset as regards to rabbit meat. Long ago, we only ate what our parents prepared for us. But what we are seeing nowadays, we have a lot more open-minded parents, and children coming up now are more willing to try new things. So our approach has always been to empower the youth and to show them the entrepreneurial value, because conventionally, we don't look at agriculture as a business. We're always taught to study hard, get good grades so we can get a good job. But what we are trying to show the youth and the children coming up is that you can use agriculture as a vehicle to take you to financial freedom. So as long as we focus on that, I think persons are more open to that aspect. So even if they don't consume the meat, they can still look at it as a viable business opportunity.
That's brilliant. Now, I've read that your rabbitry and aquaponics produce, you've exported about 60 purebred rabbits throughout the region. What spurred that initiative, and what are you hoping to get out of that initiative?
Again, it really was a shift, or pivot, I should say, even how we conducted our business. Within the last couple of years, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we saw a lot of people not just consuming rabbit meat, but actually going into the rabbit rearing business. So that created a demand for people to be able to start with the right tools, as we always say, start right. So having purebred quality rabbit stock is the most fundamental step we could start with. So our vision for that really was to help those who are now coming into the business start right, and then of course to follow on with the operational practices.
We know that oftentimes when demand increases, some people sometimes take shortcuts. And that's what oftentimes the market is so afraid of. What assurances can you give to us that this process you're sharing with us through Agritech is one for which the consumer should not be afraid and not to feel as though shortcuts have been taken because they wanted to improve and increase yield?
Well, just our experience and how we conduct business. People who will follow us like on our YouTube channel, they will have a great appreciation for our methodology and how we conduct business. We always believe in doing things the right way. That is the reason why we share so much of our experiences, so that persons don't have to make the same mistakes we would have made over the years in getting to where we are. So shortcuts is never a road you want to us. In the long run, it usually causes inefficiencies and costs more. And then the confidence of the market. In a business where we're trying to make rabbit meat as commonplace as chicken, we're not taking shortcuts. We're doing it the right way to build the business from the ground up so that the consumers can have confidence in the meat that they consume.
And so this workshop that you're having is critical to us understanding the processes and the things that are critical to do it the right way. Yeah. Where is the workshop? How is the workshop? Is it only for children?
No. The workshop was advertised and opened To all persons of Barbados, the venue is at Kensington Oval. And at this time, I think the workshop has been sold out. We'll be sharing a lot of nuggets with these guys there. Anyone who wants to get into rabbit farming and make it a successful business, well, it's too late to get in now. But the ones who are there, I can guarantee you they're going to come out changed from the information that we're going to be sharing there.
Now, that means tomorrow at the Kensington Oval, I just saw the flyer there for just a moment, that's where you're going to be pretty much for the entire day. And it's a chance for farmers to come and be a part of the farmers market. It's also going to be an opportunity for people to come and peer-to-peer to learn more, to engage with, to really get their feet settled into animal husbandry through the use and the rearing of rabbits. So when we come tomorrow, you're on the western concourse of the Kensington Oval. Explain for me, paint me the picture of how it's all laid out and how people are going to engage with the activity tomorrow.
Well, there would be the workshop, which is separate and apart from the farmers market. So there is two activities. And the peer-to-peer market side of it, we're really encouraging all the participants who will be there to engage and really to merge the technology with the farming. So there'll be a lot on display. A lot of companies will be there who deal specifically with technology geared towards agriculture. At this time, we want to have a special mention for ProCage, one of our major sponsors and contributors to us being here on the island. And then will be the workshop where we will be sharing our experiences with the participants. There will be a question and answer section also where we can engage with persons, and persons will be able to ask questions and get a better feel for the information that will be disseminated.
Novel, that's where the peer-to-peer market will be. It's an opportunity for all of you. Bring the children, bring the entire family, bring everybody down. And if you've not yet started your rabbit husbandry, perhaps you can get to know more about how you can get involved in it as well. So it's going to be quite an opportunity, not just to, as the Prime Minister loves to say, put money in your pocket, but also to be able to expand your business and to do so in a very technologically savvy way as well with these gentlemen, Sean Austin and Sean McLean. I wish to thank you so much for bringing your expertise in your animal husbandry to rabbits to Barbados and to be able to interact tomorrow at Kensington Oval with our farmers here and our children as well. All much success to all of this as we go. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
You are very welcome. There they go, Sean by two. Sean Austin, Sean McLean, both rearers of rabbit, and they're here to share from that experience tomorrow at Kensington Oval. Today with the children.